This conference will now be recorded.
So, as you said, this is the normal pattern: albumin, alpha 1, alpha 2. Actually, the alpha 1 will be there, beta and beta low, beta 1, beta 2, and gamma. So, a variety of proteins will fall in these regions. Okay, after albumin. Okay, in alpha 1 antitrypsin, and TBG means Nikita. TBG means thyroid binding globulin and transcortin, and alpha 2. In alpha 2, haptoglobin, ceruloplasmin, alpha 2 macroglobulin, beta transferrin, beta lipoprotein means LDL, and antibodies. Okay, so alpha 1 and alpha 2, they get split or raised only in this when in diseased conditions. Otherwise, only alpha will come. So coming to albumin. Okay, albumin is very important. So albumin band represents the largest portion protein component of the human serum, and the albumin is decreased conditions will be there, and decreased conditions are the less production of the protein when there is less production of protein by the liver. Okay, so in liver diseases like cirrhosis of the liver, there will be less production or increased loss like in nephrotic syndrome. Okay, or in degradation of proteins and malnutrition, intake is less, and also burns where it is lost. Okay, and levels of the albumins are increased in dehydration. Okay, that is relative reduction. That's the compared to water content will decrease, no? So there will be relative reduction, not actual reduction. Okay? So as I told you, I'm taking one condition. Okay, that is nephrotic syndrome. All of you are there or not?
There, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, there, ma'am.
Yes,
Huh?
ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I took one condition here where the albumin is decreased. This is the normal albumin peak. Okay, and this is decreased. This is the electrophoretic pattern. Okay, this is a density electrophoretogram. Okay, on densitometer. Okay, the level is decreased. Okay, and also you can see the loss of other proteins also, and also in response the beta globulins are also raised. Okay, so you can see here, this is the electrophoresis. Actually this is protein electrophoresis pattern of the serum as well as in the urine. Okay, you know the normal band here, it will be like the thick band will be there, albumin band. Okay, but here there is in serum the albumin is decreased and beta globulins are increased, whereas in the proteins they are lost. So albumin, alpha 1, beta, all are increased. Okay, are you able to appreciate this? Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I took this class from Jayant,
Yes, ma'am.
so please respond. Alpha fraction. Then next is alpha fraction. Next bit alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 1. And when is in disease condition, alpha 1, alpha 2 will be there. Alpha 1 protein fraction is the component of antitrypsin, thyroid binding globulin, and transcortin, as I told you. And malignancy and acute inflammations alpha 1 band increases. So in acute inflammatory conditions or acute phase reactants, when they are increased, in the acute inflammation, some reactants will increase. So in that, the alpha 1 protein will increase. Okay, in the in the plasma proteins, I told you what are the positive acute phase reactants and the negative acute phase reactants. Okay, in this malignancy and acute inflammation, they are increased, and the decreased alpha 1 protein band may occur in alpha 1 antitrypsin deficiency. Alpha 1 antitrypsin gets decreased in liver diseases. So it leads to what disease? Do you remember? Emphysema, very good. And ceruloplasmin. Ceruloplasmin is, it is having what activity? It helps in which metabolism?
Copper carrying.
Transport of copper, ma'am.
Copper carrying.
It has peroxidase property.
Ceruloplasmin will transport copper.
Iron metabolism.
Iron metabolism. Okay. So
Iron metabolism.
alpha 2 macroglobulin and haptoglobulin, they contribute all these. The alpha 2 macroglobulin, ceruloplasmin, haptoglobulin, all these contribute to alpha 2 protein band. Okay. So all these are increased in acute phase. These are all acute phase reactants. So here in the inflammation, you can see here in the normal phase only alpha band is there. Okay, and beta 1, beta 2 will be there. But here if you see, alpha 1 is raised, alpha 2 is raised. Okay, can you appreciate here in inflammation?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, by seeing the densitometer itself, you can this electrophotogram itself, you can tell that the this acute phase reactants are increased and some inflammatory condition is there. Okay. So here, if you see, this is the band of chronic inflammation, and this is for acute inflammation. And in acute, what is the difference between these two is, first one is the chronic inflammation. In chronic inflammation, what is this band? This is albumin. What is this band?
Alpha 1. Alpha 1. Alpha 2.
This one,
Gamma.
this gamma. So
Gamma.
gamma is raised because in chronic means after 3 months it becomes chronic. So chronic means already antibodies will in response to that inflammation, the antibodies also will be produced. So here you can see the rise in antibodies also. Okay. So anyhow, acute phase, this alpha 2 will be, alpha 1 and alpha 2 changes will be there, and alpha 2 will be raised. Okay. But in chronic inflammation, we can tell by this whether it or acute, the gamma ratio. Okay. Acute one, the gamma ratio is normal. But if the alpha is promptly increased. Okay. Alpha 1, alpha. But in chronic, gamma will be increased. Okay. Got the point?
Yes, ma'am.
So coming to the beta fraction. Beta fraction also has beta 1, beta 2. Beta 1 composed of transferrin. You know transferrin. No? Iron carrying storing protein. Storing protein is ferritin. Carrying is transferrin. Okay. So beta 2 and beta lipoprotein. Beta lipoprotein, as I told you, LDL. beta 2 contains LDL, IgA, IgM. So sometimes these will be clubbed. IgA, IgM, and sometimes IgG also will get clubbed with this. So this is the normal pattern, but here in the patient, you can see that beta fraction is increased. Can you see? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Beta fraction is increased in this condition. So if you take transferrin, if iron overload is more, for example, iron overload is more, okay, then also the transferrin will increase, okay, or iron deficiency anemia is there, severe iron deficiency anemia, there is no iron to bind, then also the transferrin levels will raise, okay, then the beta fraction will increase, okay. Then going to gamma fraction, as I told you, before going into gamma fraction, between beta and gamma, there is C-reactive protein. Okay, C-reactive protein is an inflammatory protein. It raises in all the inflammations. It differs between bacterial inflammation or the other viral inflammation. It raises only in bacteria. Coming to this increased gamma globulins, you know that condition, that is multiple myeloma monoclonal gamma. A very sharp spike will be there in the gamma region. Okay, if you see in the this is serum, you can see a band in the gamma region which is as thick as albumin. That is the only uh, uh, this one. Okay, and in the albumin, this is in the urine, you can see light chains in the gamma region. Did you get the point?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is also the same. So if you take, you know this, if you take B, immediate response pattern. So immediately to an inflammation, alpha 2 will increase. Okay. In delayed response pattern, like in chronic inflammation, both will increase. And hypogammaglobulinemia means in the globulin region, the peak will decrease. And hepatic cirrhosis. In hepatic cirrhosis, what happens? In hepatic cirrhosis, albumin is not produced, so this peak will decrease. And that is also one inflammatory condition, so this will increase. You can see the clubbing of both beta and gamma. Any paraprotein gamma globulopathies, we can see the spike in the gamma region. And in the nephrotic syndrome, albumin is decreased because it is excreted, and inflammatory markers will increase. And in protein using enteropathy also, albumin will decrease. Gamma globins are here very much decreased, but here not that much. series of proteins, elastin releases, chronic stages called protein program. It should be in albumin. And so let me mention this also. It is seen in pregnancy also in the third trimester. So a word about SDS page. Can you see this?
రావట్లేదు అసలు.
That's how we will interpret actually the diseases. Okay. Page means polyacromate gel process. Okay. So what is the difference between this agarose gel and this is? In this, it has a molecular sieving effect that makes the separation very efficient. And in gel electrophoresis only we will get 5 bands, whereas in page we will get 20 bands. Okay, and we can control the pore size. Okay, and another one is there, that is SDS page. Why it is called SDS pages? Here the proteins are boiled for 1 to 2 minutes with denaturing agent, sodium dodecyl sulfate. Okay, after that what happens is negative charges of the SDS will cover the protein molecule. So all the protein molecules will have the same charge. So I told you that movement will be according to the charge as well as depend upon the size. Okay, but here what happens is all will be having strongly negative charge. So it mainly depends upon the molecular size. As well as for assessing the purity of the protein. So here it will be like a vertical this one, because as I told you, the agarose gel is horizontal one. This they will do vertically. Okay, the protein samples and markers loading vertically in the wells here. Okay, and buffer is kept. So how the buffer will be is, tank will be here, on top one tank, in the bottom another tank, and this is cathode and anode. Always the run will be from cathode to anode, as you know. Okay, mainly these are used for separation of DNA and RNA like that. Okay. Actually, I finished my class now. So I want you to just say, maybe this is my last class. Please show your faces even now. Hello. Balmurli Krishna left.